Bragg is reaching.
Madam Chairman, with
All right, welcome back to our March 10th meeting. Our next up is our Buildings and Grounds, Director Clinton.
We have two things to sign for the transfer site improvements. One is the notice of award, and then the other one is a actual contract. And it's kind of got two places to sign for two of you, and then for Doug. And then I don't know. It says designated representative. I'm assuming that's me or her or the.
Madam Chairman.
Is this who they're going to contact when they got issues or we got to work on stuff? I'm not
I would
quite.
propose, technically, it would be the chairman to sign it.
Okay,
Um,
and have
But is the designated
the other
contact?
commissioners sign the two above it, and then you.
yes,
Okay.
but you still would be the designated contact, though.
Okay, I wasn't quite sure. This contract's kind of a little different than what I've seen before. So I have that. If you want to start off with that.
You need a motion?
For the contract? For the award?
Well, both.
Award and contract. Yep. Is it okay to do them together?
Yes.
I would move that we sign the notice of award and contract for the transfer station improvements with Dalrymple Construction. Second.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor? Aye. Passes.
So this one only requires your signature for the award. That's one. So here at the top then.
And a lot of money. Holy cow.
I gotta finish this.
Thank you for the new chairs. Did we have those somewhere?
Yeah, we got that's at the annex.
Oh, nice.
We've got about 30 more.
Yeah, perfect.
Yes.
Oh, we might need those down at the, the new Southern Annex.
Yeah, actually Dee Dee wanted to get some out of there and be a good spot for down here.
Yeah.
I'll sign the bottom one down there. Going down, representing that.
This one? Designated representative, no.
Yeah. So back left message, rest is address. You can also tell her I put in a good word with her. Strange.
Mm-hmm.
I was sitting this
Oh, no.
last week. Got my side.
Make sure that they know I'm not the one to contact. They probably should have signed as owner, not. Yeah. That would be my guess, because your phone number and email needs to be on there, but
Okay.
Yeah, I think we ought to go in there and say, hey, we're coming in here to negotiate the terms of your surrender.
please don't talk.
That'd get them fired up, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would. You might get somebody fired up in front of your house.
Have you seen the letter?
For the contact, I
Got
didn't
it. I
know.
got two of them.
This is just for the agreement, though. I mean, let's just make sure that, of course, they have your information.
This guy says this letter seems to imply that terrible things could happen if the current arrangement with the city is not renewed or expanded.
Okay.
I was mad.
I'm gonna let them know that.
They did email it to us. We had the opportunity to talk. Go ahead.
Okay, our old boiler in the mechanical room is non-repairable. They don't make the parts for it anymore. So we're gonna have
The
to
new one up here in the north?
no,
Oh,
new boiler. Or the old one that we put the other one in as a backup for.
okay.
It is, it's got an assembly in there that lights it and then sends a signal to the gas valves and stuff. And they've searched the internet and everything trying to find it. And they can't find one for it.
How many
So-
years old do you think that is?
Well, it was put in when it was built
30?
over there.
Oh my goodness.
So we'll have to look probably at CIP this year, put a request in to get another boiler. Probably want to look at also replacing the hot water heater up there. It's getting a lot of rollout and stuff on the sides of it when it's lighting. And we can go to, more on-demand, smaller, like a Lochinvar small boiler or something. Maybe even 2 of them or something up there. But
Do we need a boiler then for the heating system, or are we
it
gonna
actually,
look at something
that
else?
water heater is considered a small boiler. That's what it's
Okay.
considered. And then we have the large holding tank, which it pipe there, transfer the hot water into, and it kind of circulates there, and then goes to the kitchen. After it goes through it goes to the kitchen pretty hot, so they can use it for sanitizing purposes down there. And
It's
then-
more of a hot water loop.
yeah, and
It's
well,
not
there's
a
2.
heating.
Yeah, there's a loop that goes down to the kitchen, and the one that goes out to goes through a tempering station to bring it down into temperature within code is what it does. So
So does the boiler, do we have radiant floors over there? Is that how that boiler
no,
works?
no,
It's strictly just for
it's just for domestic hot water.
domestic hot water is all
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, it's a small A.O. Smith. It's classified as a boiler.
Right.
What it is.
So,
Well,
do you-
other than it just looks like a large upright water heater.
Are they gas fired?
Yep.
That's pretty efficient usually, but
Do you
Yeah.
have it in your budget to replace that now, since it's,
No,
An
not
emergency?
really.
so how much is the replacement cost?
I'll try to get a cost. I haven't got a cost on it yet. I asked one from ACO, and they never did get back to me. The hard part of it is taking it out of service, taking the water down long enough to tie another one back in.
Okay.
Especially when we're running pretty close to capacity right now.
And they do it during a nighttime hour where the inmates are sleeping?
Something like that, especially if we do the new boiler, it's about 3/4 of the length, the old one of that table there in width. The one we have, our new one, is about the size of a refrigerator.
Mhm.
And so if we can make the space on that pad with the new boiler and then put the hot water heating boiler on that same pad, we could have all the pipes just ready. At one point, take it down, and do the tie-in and not be down for such a long time. But at this point right now, it's really hard to do it up there with that old boiler there and no room to put the new one, and get it all piped and prepped to, for the shutdown.
I know we just did the Brundage Mountain Ski Resort building,
Mhm.
and they got 2 boilers there, but it's because they're heating walkways.
Mhm.
But there's a big heat exchanger there for all the bathrooms, the potable water and everything.
Mhm.
And so it keeps that hot also, separate from the glycol part.
Yeah.
Can't one boiler do kind of a system like that with a heat exchanger and a boiler? Take care of all that instead of have 2 boilers?
It probably could be designed that way, but where we have 2 separate loops and a holding tank. I mean, like I say, you have a chemical, loop, and one's potable water, so you got to be really careful
Mhm.
with that. I mean, the glycol we actually do use in our heating system is safe. It's food grade, so if it, but
Why don't you work on that and get
Yeah.
back to us with what you need? Look
yeah,
for carryover funds if there are any, work with Clerk Miller and see where we need to pay for this,
yeah,
and then just get us a proposal.
Yeah.
We're running out of time today, so we need to
okay.
just get back to us with some,
Yep.
whatever it is that you
Yeah.
need.
Other than that, we're just, we are getting a lot of maintenance call with the jail being as full as it is now. All the little push button, showers, sinks, toilets, you get a lot of maintenance, calls now and stuff in there.
And work with Mike LaCroix and
Mhm.
maybe they can make sure everybody's showered just in case the next day it has to be down for a little while.
Yeah. Right now it's working all right. It's just, it's reaching its life expectancy is what it is and stuff. So after have been around a lot of hot water heaters, gas ones, and how the burner functions, I have pulled it out and cleaned it once and stuff. I tried to order a new one, but again, it's at the age I couldn't, get one for it.
All right, what else do we need from you today?
I think that's about it right now. And stuff. So.
I am so happy with my background.
Okay.
I'm so happy. Thank
She
you.
had tears running down her cheeks. She was so
I
excited.
was so excited.
Okay.
It's the little things in life,
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Kuntz. Oh, wait, you're not him.
I'll be quick.
Okay.
He's still on vacation.
Oh, perfect. Good for him. I wish.
Now you gotta listen to me.
You're good. Well, I always listen to you, John.
He had vacation brain last week, I think, so we didn't get the pickup purchase for you to sign. It went through the PA's office. We're gonna get it through Cascade Auto, but that'll be in front of you next week. She beat Mountain Home Auto Ranch by about $1,000.
Oh, good.
It was-
I love to hear
It all
that.
came down to shipping cost. So,
Love to hear that.
yep.
So did you get the 400 notes about West Roseberry Road?
I got 4,001.
I'm shooting them all to Dan.
Um,
You answer these.
Dan's really we've got that, he can tell you more about it, but gonna be under contract here pretty quick to have that whole thing looked at with x-rays and radar and stuff right now I've told him how much in the last year we've spent on patching that, and it's just unreal right now.
Oh, yeah.
We spent Monday and Tuesday out there and put about $8,000 worth of patch material from Hawks Bay to Tamarack.
Yeah, I came by there. I saw the guys out there working. It's like, oh,
All we're doing is just trying to keep it together until we figure out what to do with it.
yep.
Jerry knows about this, so Will Mackey called me last week. I don't know if I filled Dan in on this or not about the irrigation through Carefree subdivision. They're wanting to go ahead with that this fall. Told him I'd bring it up to you three, kind of put it in the back of your heads. They've done all this, they've done the survey, know where the right of way is. This whole thing will be right out at the edge of our 70-foot right of way, and it'll be piped. Right now, we've got a couple spots along our roads in there that the irrigation water is sitting, and it's actually starting to cause road issues. They're losing, I can't remember what Will told me on percentage of water from before it goes into Carefree and comes out. They're losing so much water to sub waters just running into the ponds and stuff.
It's been so long since I've even thought about this. So Will Mackey's with the irrigation district. The irrigation district wants to use our right of way to put that pipe in. There were some of the neighbors concerned with that and wanted us to hold a public hearing
Yep.
to discuss whether what the neighborhood concerns would be with that. So why don't you get it on an agenda so that we can publish a public meeting and
Yeah.
allow the neighbors to come in and voice their concerns.
Yep.
And
Is this supposed to do Carefree? Is
No.
this for Carefree?
No, there's only
Carefree.
two residences in Carefree that have water rights. Rest of it just runs through from basically north of Pearson Lane,
Mm-hmm.
runs through Carefree, and then it goes back out into irrigation again once it crosses Rogers.
Oh, okay. So it's not going to be used to Carefree at all?
No,
I can't remember what their concern was.
It's it's gonna dry their ponds up.
Oh.
How would that dry their ponds up?
Right now, it's probably going into their
It's not,
ponds.
it's not catching anything, is it?
It's
Oh,
subbing.
because it was going down the ditch. Follow you.
And every time, from what Will tells me, they need to get in there on that private property, which Catlin knows is there's an irrigation easement that
Mhm.
allows them to go in and clean their ditches out and stuff. They don't want any equipment in there to get the willows out, so the water's just kind of
Yep.
just sitting there. And so Will is all for the public hearings. He totally understands.
Just get that on a public hearing or on a agenda and make sure that a public hearing is noticed correctly.
Okay.
So that we can.
Yeah,
Have this
Dan gets
conversation.
back. We'll work on that, and I'll fill him in on it. I think I told him about it, but kind of got pushed to the side through the winter, but now they're talking about it again. We did hire another lady to take over for Mickey. We're actually moving Dee into that position and then putting a new person in.
Awesome. To run the software?
Yep, and she's, we're stealing her from another department, so.
Oh, within the county. That's
But-
awesome.
But we're sharing her. She only works 4 hours a day for the PA's office.
Oh,
So she'll continue
This is
working
Carrie?
there 4 hours a day, come to us for 4 hours in hopes that they can find somebody to replace her in that time, in a time frame of some sort.
is it Carrie Turner?
Her first day of work's today and she called in sick.
Well, that's always frustrating for the person too.
Yeah, it's-
Bit of that going around right now.
Yeah, it's, and her, Kevin's got surgery Tuesday and Wednesday, so I don't know if that's gonna happen, but, other than that, we're just in spring mode, patching, pushing banks back, light blading here and there.
When I met him this morning, they're on East Rose or East Lake Fork. I just pulled out and he was had his blade there knocking it all back.
Well, yeah, we gotta get these things pushed back, get these roads drying up. We did start putting breakup limits out last week. We got some of these roads, when the frost went out, it went out
Oh,
bad.
highway got bumpy like right now.
Yes.
So we are going to have to put a planning session on an upcoming agenda, but I want to wait until the legislature's out. So they are recommending a reduction in county road funding to help fund the state roads. And we would lose $600,000 a year. And yeah, so, I mean, we don't have
Wow.
SRS reauthorized. State's going to try and take some of our funding away. And so we do have the special funding that they started giving us a few years ago. I don't remember what it's called, but,
Right.
so we're gonna have to sit down and look at our budget. And then we are going to have to start discussions around a road levy because we cannot rely on people outside this county any longer to help us fund infrastructure.
I never relied on them, period, but
Yeah.
they just kept coming, and so
Well-
it's like, oh, okay,
We've made it work so
right.
far.
So
But
that was in the back of mine and Dan's head, was with this federal government spending freeze and firing all these federal employees, if SRS was even coming this year.
there is no guarantee. There's only one path out of the Senate,
Oh,
and it is, it's a very narrow path. So we
Okay.
will see, I mean, the chances of it not getting here are a lot higher than the chances of us
That's-
getting it.
and what we were thinking, we're already thinking about it, so if we don't get it, we'll get with Doug and we'll,
We as
Figure out what
a
we're gonna
county
do.
are going to have to start figuring out how to fund our infrastructure
Yeah.
differently.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people reaching out. They want higher service on the roads. And in order to do that, they have to help fund it. And so that will be a conversation with our community is, do you want to help fund roads?
Yeah.
Do you not? And this is, kind of maintenance that we will do based on either decision.
yeah. Ada County posted something here a couple months ago. They actually took one of their paved roads that was costing them a lot of money to patch, and it went to a pit or something down there. They went in and turned it back into a gravel road. least that way they can maintain it.
Yeah, they maintain that. Yeah, it's just, I mean,
Pavement's great till it's about 20 years old, then it starts costing a lot of money.
We're seeing that on 55.
Exactly.
There's some,
There's some nasty holes between
Major.
here and Dawn Lake.
well, even through the canyon,
Oh.
it's getting fairly dangerous.
you gotta dodge holes now.
Yeah, I mean, this summer, I think they're gonna do from 108, which is Alpha, to just north of the bridge here. I think that section of road's a heck of a lot better.
That's better
between
than-
here and Dawn Lake.
Yeah.
They're losing the whole center line up there. I mean, it's a
Do we
big
need to talk about to their engineer about that?
Well,
Or
it
sub-basin.
seems like the entire chip seal failed. The new chip seal from last summer.
kind of peeling off down the center line and along that fog line, and
Sometimes also all across the lane.
yeah.
So we're gonna be talking to them here within the next, hopefully 30
Yeah.
days. I'll reach out to Matt Kreisenbeck and see when they want to set up. We
Yeah.
need to talk about these things. Maybe it's time to pull them back in for a conversation
Yeah.
at this level before,
Yeah.
but
So, one more quick thing, if you got 2 seconds. The Profile Creek Bridge that we did not install last year, we've paid 100% on, $458,000, I think. Forest Service is gonna buy that from us,
Seriously.
put somewhere else.
okay.
And right now, it's looking like it's a go-ahead, but we're not, I told them, I go, you're not taking nothing until I got all that money in my hand. So Dan's like, yeah.
Perfect.
So that'll be some money we'll get back hopefully sometime this summer. I
We
think
didn't
they're,
need it on Profile Creek anymore?
didn't need it to begin with.
Oh, so they were asking us to do it. We bought it. Now they're saying you don't need to do it.
That's part of the agreement,
Okay.
was, because that's roads under our maintenance agreement. So everything's got to be funneled through us, and then we get reimbursed.
Hmm.
But they wouldn't reimburse us even the down payment on that bridge until it was totally installed.
Got it.
But their bids came in 125,000 more than what Forest Service budgeted. We're not going to pitch in the other 125, so it's just sitting out there in our pit.
Take it.
Whatever happened to that bridge? I was toward Warren that it was moving.
Um,
Whatever came of that?
we
Still
have
being monitored.
$23,000 worth of monitors in our office down there that I ordered. It's what an engineer suggested. This is before Dan started. Dan started and goes, no, let's cancel that. Well, it was too late. It was already coming. So we're just monitoring it. My contractor back there, probably here pretty quick, we got everything in there last fall. He's gonna fix that rotted timber that's underneath that one side. There's no traffic back there, so it's real easy for him to dig the road up and grab one or two other people from back there and get that big beam replaced and put all back together before the road opens.
Mm-hmm.
I hear that Cecil's back to doing the roads back in Yellow Pine. Our contractor didn't do it this year.
We never had it. We had a contractor last winter.
Okay.
He kind of disappeared. So here Cecil is in his 80s, and I'll work as long as you tell me to. I've been trying for 5 or 6 years. Every time I find somebody, they flake out. So I'm talking to OK Gravel Works to see if it's a possibility. They bought some property in Yellow Pine the last couple months, and I don't know what we're gonna do.
Well, dude, yeah, it's always hard back in there.
Yeah.
All right.
Any
Thank you.
questions?
Nope.
Oh, good.
Thanks for
Thank you,
coming in.
Jeff.
Okay. See ya.
All right. Next up on our agenda is the meeting minutes of February 24th. Did everybody have a chance to look at those?
I did not have any changes.
I had a couple things I sent to Doug, and so do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion that we approve the meeting minutes of February 24th.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
And then up next, this is the ED Pro agreement that we have with Department of Commerce. Doug, are you talking about that? Was that
Madam
the-
Chairman, I am, if that's okay, and if you don't mind if I just speak from
That'd be
here.
great.
There was a notification from the Department of Commerce that they had an additional $5,000 that they were offering Valley County to assist with the West Central Mountains Economic Development Professional Grant. We have ran this through legal, and it's before the commissioners to consider approving with an additional amount of $5,000 to be basically a pass-through from Valley County to the West Central Mountains Economic Development Council for the cost of the director's salary, I believe is how they're utilizing this.
That's awesome. State ended up with some extra funding, so they're passing it out to all the ED Pro programs, so.
Mm-hmm. I'll make a motion that we amend the Ed Pro agreement with Idaho Department of Commerce for additional funding of $5,000.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor? Aye. Motion passes. Up next, Valley County's EMS district decision on the Idaho power judgment.
Madam
Is the
Chairman,
Treasurer doing that.
Madam Chairman, Commissioners, if you don't mind again, if I can just sit here. I did include in your packet the email from the Treasurer Johanna DeFort, which was submitted to me regarding the judgment amount for the Valley County EMS district. This is the responsibility of this district, not the new district, because that district was in existence when the taxes were collected. This board will be making the decision of how to satisfy that judgment. Commissioners, if you were wanting to ask me for my opinion, I do just suggest that we make a payment out of the EMS district fund to pay that. And I would just request that the commissioners make a motion to approve that. I have been in touch with the Valley County-wide EMS district to let them know that these funds would potentially be expended from the existing account, so they would not be getting these tax dollars in the future because of this Idaho power judgment, and they fully understood. So it is before the commissioners for a decision to be made.
So they backed that up 3 years, I believe, didn't they?
That's correct.
So Clerk Miller, do we need to convene as the old EMS
You don't,
board?
because that old board has been dissolved.
So I would entertain a motion to approve this. And I do think that we should just make a payment, get it done and send it on.
Yep, I make a motion that we approve the Valley County EMS district decision on the Idaho power judgment for 5,000, I don't have the number right in front of me.
$5,152.
$5,152,
Do a direct payment.
and to direct payment out of the EMS district.
Second.
And moved and seconded. All in favor? Aye.
I
And Madam Chairman, when you're ready, the next matter is also, I guess, mine to present to the commissioners, and that is the rental agreement for the community room at Idaho First Bank for the clerk's office to run the elections. There is no charge to Valley County. Idaho First Bank is gracious enough to allow us to have the utilization of that facility, but they are requesting that we sign a rental agreement. Commissioners, as you can see, this has been through the contract routing, through the prosecuting attorney's office, and it is before the commissioners for approval.
I would move that we approve the agreement with Idaho First Bank for community room rentals for elections.
seconded.
And moved and seconded. All in favor? Aye.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a quick break before Oki gets back in here.
Madam Chairman, we're unmuted.
All right, our next agenda item is to go back into executive session for Idaho Code 742061. Have a second?
Second,
Been moved and seconded, roll call vote.
Thompson, aye.
Mop and I.